So this is going to be the Utah Lions team in blue, kicking off to the Rhino side in the lighter blue. So looking for the Utah Lions in navy with the red numbers on their back, the Rhino Academy team with their neon yellow socks. The Rhino Academy side has had teams in every single bracket of this competition, with their girls playing in the U18 Elite, boys in the U18 Elite, boys in the Open, boys playing in the U14s with multiple sides. So it's been a fun team to watch. Their whole organization wearing the neon yellow, despite the different colors that they have of the jerseys. We've seen yellow, orange, green, gray, and now the light blue. Their girls team also wore the light blue. And we see the ball coming out here, coming out wide to the number 15 from the Rhino Academy side. We see excellent work here out of the number 6, the Rhinos distributor, making that pass out wide, getting a nice break down the field, closing in. Holy cow, this is some speed out of the Rhino team. The man in the orange shoes, donning it down under the post. He took off maybe the fastest acceleration time of the entire tournament. It's going to add 5 points to the Rhinos tally. We are 1 minute underway in action here at the Boys U18 Open Championship of the North American Invitational Sevens. And we'll see that number 6, he set up that play with a nice long pass from the outside, passing under pressure from the ruck, converting the kick as well. That's going to be 7-0 to the Rhino Academy players. So this Rhino side has academies in Northern California, Southern California, as well as the Las Vegas area. And again, saw them competing at all levels of the tournament. Spoke with one of their coaches, Derek, earlier today. Of course, their coach, Elvis Saviali, a capped Samoan international. Funnily enough, we have a fellow Las Vegan in Bahasikia refereeing this match, wearing his red Japan jersey. And some beautiful offloads here from Rhino. They're going to add to the try tally. Back-to-back tries within 1 minute of each other. It's going to be 12-0 to Rhino Academy, leading with about 5 minutes left in the first half of action. We'll watch for this conversion kick, again coming from their number 6. So the conversion attempt fails. We are at 12-0, 4 minutes to go in this first half of action. Now it's going to be number 23 taking over the kicking duties. So again, these teams played in a round-robin style tournament. And it was the top 2 teams that advanced here to the Open Play Championship, just the number 1 against the number 2. Other teams in the tournament included the Cedar Park Warlords out of Austin, Texas, the Mambas from Idaho, the Rigby Royals, Rhino Academy, the Rhino Academy U16 squad, Triumph Academy, and the Utah Lions Open side. And it is the Utah Lions Open side that is scoring now. That is their number 13, Cody. Watch this young man in training earlier in the week. He is a speedster, and he is showing why he is starting on the outside. We'll be looking to him for a couple more tries if we can from this Utah Lions team. Currently 12-5 pending this conversion kick. Had a quick break in the action with a conference with our tournament director, Michael Kressler. He, of course, interested in how this Utah Lions side fares. Michael Kressler and Eric Swap coaching these Utah Lions boys. We also see Coach Orlando Pulu on the bench. He's the coach of the Utah Lions girls. It is the Utah Lions in Navy, trailing 12-5 against the Rhino Academy. So this Rhino side had 2 teams entered in the open bracket. Their U16 team was bumped up. The U16 division was eliminated, and the U16s got to test themselves here. We see a penalty shown to the Utah Lions. A quick tap via their number 12. And worth noting that on this team, we do have a set of twins, and we also have one of the other set of twins. So they're the Levi twins. We saw one of their brothers playing earlier today in the elite bracket of the tournament. We have another penalty shown to the Utah Lions. Before that was number 12, that was Mofa. I saw him, again, another player at training, quite fast, especially given his size. Wearing an H for Hunter shirt. I thought it was for University of Hawaii. But we'll go back to the field here, and that is one of those other sets of twins. So we had Terrence and Terrell Levy. I believe it was Terrence that was in the top bracket. It was Terrell that's here on the second team, and he shows off his speed, maybe meriting a spot on that elite team. This Utah side doesn't really switch their players, though they like to keep the same group of players together. He shows it off with a try. 12-12 is the score. Under the post, we'll wait for the penalty conversion to come. Apologies, 12-10 pending the penalty, 12-10 pending the converted try. So this is Cody again with the kick attempt. The kick is true, and now it is a tie game, 12-12. We'll see if there is time for one final play in this boys U18 Open Championship match. The scoreboard clock has run out, but official time being kept by our referee, Vaha Sikia. And it looks like we'll have one final kickoff attempt. So we spoke of the sets of twins. This is another of the set of twins. One of these young men plays prop, the other one plays fly half. Both excellent players. We do have one that is nursing a twisted ankle. Twisted it running in practice, didn't see a sprinkler head that was in the ground, but able to play for the weekend. He said, "Coaches, I'm ready to go." And we see nice continuity from this Rhino Academy team. A good attempt with the footwork, just barely tripped up, but a real threat coming from this Rhino Academy side. They're looking to get a score and go ahead. Score currently 12-12. A tie game, but Rhino's going to change that via their number 6. He set up tries earlier in the day. He scored one in the corner. He has been their conversion kicker. This number 6 from the Rhino Academy team. Magnificent player for this championship match so far. We'll see if he can add the extras, and indeed he does. It is going to be a 19-12 lead for the Rhino Academy going into halftime. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. I am Liz Entwistle with the North American Invitational Sevens at the beautiful Regional Athletic Complex in Salt Lake City, Utah. half of action, we are going to see Rhino Academy, see if they can maintain their lead, currently up 19-12 against the Utah Lions open side. This Rhino Academy team looking quite strong. Looks like they may have brought in a couple of player changes here at the half. Of course, these rosters as deep as they can be. This Rhino team was, most of their teams rostering only 9 to 10 players for the tournament. It looks like this Rhino side has a full roster of 12. I know this Utah Lions team certainly does. This Utah Lions side, coached by Mike Kressler. Captain is Suene Ta'unu'u. He graduated high school and will be going on his LDS mission to be determined. And then the other captain, Mafu Mahina. He's a senior out of Hunter High School. So we hear the cheers of the Utah Lions women behind our commentary booth here. It is indeed the Lions on attack wearing navy, getting the ball out wide. This is again, I believe, Terrell Levy, one of two sets of twins. We saw his other brother playing on the the Utah Lions elite side. A good cover tackle here by the Rhino Academy, and we see the Utah Lions trying to prevent that quick line out throw. So we'll see them settle for a second via that number 6. He's been a key player for this Rhino Academy team. Will be throwing the ball for the line out. And it'll be the Utah Lions looking to disrupt. We did see one of these Lions players come off for a bit of a blood sub, but it looks like he is back on the field yet again. And it is Utah Lions getting a hand on the ball, but we see a free kick awarded. So we didn't see Utah Lions set up. It looked like they were trying to do a setup where they were going to have someone in the traditional scrum half position like we might see in a 15s game. He wasn't close enough to the line out to be in, and he wasn't far enough back to be 10 meters back, as backs are required to be. So it was a free kick awarded to Rhino Academy. Knocked on, so we're going to see a scrum to the Utah Lions side. We're about 90 seconds into the second half of action. So the Utah Lions looking to regroup. We see Cody in at the scrum half position. A couple other players of note. It was Jordan Crofts going to Penn State University. We mentioned him earlier in our broadcast. He is a state champion heavyweight wrestler. Be attending Penn State in the fall, playing rugby. Coach Blake Burdett of Penn State University is here watching the matches. They're trying to figure out if they can get him a walk-on spot on the wrestling team as well, and working out that wrestling-rugby balance for his college career. It is Terrell Levy that was on the field. My apologies. Terrence was the one who was on the field for the elite side. And then it is Dallin and Carter are the Winter twins. Dallin playing prop and Carter playing fly half. So we saw one of these Winter twins in the match earlier today, subbed on, subbed back off again. And it was Dallin that had suffered that ankle injury when we were, suffered last week, but got to catch up with them a little bit at their training on Wednesday night. So we see another scrum, some more substitutions coming onto the field. That is Maufa Mahina coming back on the field. This Utah Lions team did take 5th place in the open bracket of Victoria Sevens. In Vegas, they lost in the open bracket to Harriman by a score of 7-5, and we're pretty pleased with that result. Of course, an experienced Harriman team. They were competing in the elite bracket of this tournament. This Harriman side fell in the Cup quarterfinals earlier today. And then this Utah side took 3rd in Europe. They lost to the elite team in the semifinal. This Rhino Academy team, though, certainly we're talking about, currently leading 19-12. Seems some good speed. They're number 6, some good size. They're number 18. And we'll see a scrum reset, another Rhino Academy put in. See the scrum reset again. Our referee Vaha having a couple of words surrounding the engagement. And we see Rhino win the scrum. A little bit of hesitation there on the pass coming from their scrum half. Good pressure from that number 13, Cody, from the Utah Lions side. We'll see if the Utah Lions can regroup. It is a overload to the outside for this Rhino Academy team. And nice little dummy pass from this number 6. And a solid run from this number 18, Cody Jacobson, with the attempt on the tackle, but it's number 18 with a bit of a fend. Throwing an extra little dummy. There is one other Utah player in pursuit. He dots down the try. It is going to be a 24-12 lead for Rhino Academy over this Utah Lions side. Still 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the match. We have a conversion kick pending. Expecting this number 6 from the Rhino Academy to take it yet again.
Who would I talk to?
The kick is well struck, but finds itself just wide right. The score is going to remain 24-12. Utah Lions going to be looking to score 2 tries if they can. Converting them both would give them a win. But of course, this Rhino Academy team has provided quite the challenge. They are leading 24-12. A couple substitutions on this number 6 that has been their big try scorer, kicking their kicks, setting up a lot of the passes that have led to the tries coming off of the field. So we'll see how they adjust without his presence on. It was this number 18 on the near side that scored the last try with a pretty massive fend running down the sideline, evading the Utah defense. So 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the match. The ball well corralled by the number 10 from this Utah Lions side. Knocked forward in contact. We see the motion from the referee. And we see Utah patiently with the ball, not wanting to force anything. This is a team that will look to possess. They are moving the ball backwards down the field, so all Utah needs to do is take away their space. Utah waiting for their moment, or sorry, Rhino rather waiting for their moment to attack. They are going to attack via their number 22 that came on its sub at the scrum half position. We saw a decent gap open for number 23. He decides to pass it out wide as Utah slid to cover defensively. They get into hand of a speedster. A little bit worried the way he was holding that ball. He had it palm out in one hand, wasn't looking to defend against a stiff arm. And it created the turnover to the Utah Lions. Getting it out wide. We'll see if he can attack on the angle. Instead, looking to cut in. This Utah Lions player going back to his support, setting the ruck. A furious counter ruck coming from the Rhino Academy team. There are 30 seconds left in this championship match of the U18 Boys Open Division. And here we go. This is one of the Levy's, Terrell Levy with the ball in hand. He's with a stiff arm of his own, but ball lost forward at the contact point. Sitting in the final 20 seconds of the game. We hear the Rhino coaches just yelling for their players, just get the ball back and then kick it out. The game is going to be over after this scrum. The time is up on our scoreboard clock. Official time being kept by our center referee. So one last chance. We'll see if Utah can get a steal and a try for pride here at the end. Utah gets the ball, or excuse me, if Rhino were to get the ball, there's no need to score. They've got this championship in hand. The scrum wheels. We see the scrum penalty shown to the Utah Lions. So not what the Rhino would have been hoping for. Trying to just get the ball back, instead giving away possession. So what last chance for attack for these Utah Lions boys. They've got the overload to the outside. They have the shooter coming forward. We'll see if Mafu Mahina can get this up the sideline. He is covered well. That's number 23 from the Rhino Academy side. We see the player release. We see the ball is out. Knock on called, and it is going to be Rhino Academy victors 24-12, winning the boys open division. The magic of that haka came through. It is the Rhino